Oh, I'm going to have fun talking about this tonight. I see. You know what's really funny, everyone? I had did a commentary 2 weeks ago about this woman and how she spews white supremacist ideologies and promotes it through her evangelism, Christianity and so forth. And I even did research for the upcoming live that I'm doing about this person, Bevelyn Beatty Williams. And I finished it on Tuesday, the research. And then Thursday, I'm just doing a little bit more, just adding through. So I'm going on Facebook. And I see the tomfoolery that they did. And I saw the video on Facebook. And honey, it was a hot mess. They got arrested. But it's not that they got arrested. That's really, dumb of them. It's what they got arrested for, and they didn't even do their due diligence. And this is why I say to people, be careful who you follow and who you listen to when it comes to Christianity. Because 9 times out of 10, these people ain't all the way up here. Particularly those who claim to be non-denominational. I don't care what nobody say. I like my denominations. Whether you Baptist, whether you AME, whether you're United Methodist, whether you're Kojic, whether you are Episcopalian, Catholic, I can go on and on. I don't trust the non-denominational church. I don't trust it. I can't stand it because many of them were Pentecostals who basically became prosperity preachers because they wanted to make money and use the church as a business. And I feel as though Bevelyn Beatty Williams is one of those kind of people. But she's using abortion as her stance. And she's not truthful because she goes to these places along with her best friend, who I think is really her only friend, Edmee. And they go to these places and they actually trespass. And they pretend that they're going there to get an appointment when they're actually going there to start trouble. Another thing, she has her husband tagging along. But the one thing is that this woman had 3 abortions and she never gives a full testimony of her abortions. She instead condemns others that do so. And that's wrong and phony. But I'm going to talk about it some more because homegirl got arrested on a Thursday. And I love it. Hey y'all, I had to do that long intro because let me tell you something. I can't stand hypocrites and I can't stand black people who can't stand their own people. And the one thing, if you know me for years, going back in the days, I hate black people that support white supremacists and white supremacy ideologies. I've been talking about this girl for a while, but I never did a commentary on her. And I said a couple of months ago, I said, she gonna get her comeuppance because she's not smart. So I'm gonna give you a backdrop as to what happened because I saw the video, but I'm also gonna read to you what occurred. So on Thursday, she, along with her husband Rickey Williams and her best friend Edmee Chavannes, they basically went to Nashville Planned Parenthood site, and they trespassed to pretend that they were basically going there to get services, but they were really going to condemn them for providing abortion services and condemning them and cursing them in the name of Jesus. They curse people in the name of Jesus. All right, I'm gonna get to that. So the man is like, you gotta leave. You can't come here unless you have an appointment. So they basically left, and then they went to the Nashville Planned Parenthood site. So they pull up, and this is the video. You can see this. They pulled up, and the man said, we're basically taking people. You can't even walk on the premises. You can't walk near the fence. You can't walk on the sidewalk unless you have an appointment. Because we got a bomb threat a couple of days ago. But we just want to know, are you the people that came from the nearby Planned Parenthood Center? Because we've been warned about a couple of 3 people who pretty much harassed workers at a Planned Parenthood site. And they said, oh no, we're not that. We basically came here to, make an appointment. So you got to come back, you got to call first, and then you got to come and you'll be escorted. Because the reason why they have escorts is because a lot of people go there to basically harass them and will use means of violence to basically, take abortion clinics out. So what happened? These dummies going to roll up with the license plate that says pro-life. Okay, now I'm pro-life, but I'm not pro-birth. But if you're going to pretend to do something like this, don't make it obvious. Bevelyn going to make herself obvious, and they going to run outside, and the guard was pleasant with them. And they going to get in the guard's face and say, no, you shouldn't do this. We curse you in the name of Jesus. We tear this place down in the name of Jesus. Okay, so what happens is this goes on and on and on and on for about maybe 10, 15 minutes. So then the cops come. The Nashville police comes. The Nashville police comes, basically says, y'all got to get off the property. So the man, Rickey Williams, who I really can't stand, and I'm going to do a separate video about him, but I'm going to do a live about her on Tuesday. Basically, the cop was basically telling him to walk away. So he was like, well, I'm just protesting. He's like, you got to walk away. You trespassing. So when he walks away, he noticed that when Rickey turns around, he got something kind of bulging on the side. So they arrest him because the man brought a gun. He brought a gun. Now, here's the thing. The gun was not his. It was Bevelyn's. But you see how dumb these people are? Because eventually the cop that they spoke to, he was real cute though. The cop said, listen, what they're basically telling me is you basically try to trespass. And that's something that you can't do legally. So they ended up getting arrested because the lady basically said that she feared for her life, one of the workers, and that they was banging on the door and they was making people who wanted to get the service uncomfortable. So they arrested them and they made bail after 4 hours. Except for Edmee, she made bail within 3 hours. But here's the real kicker. Edmee and Bevelyn, they posted $1,000 in bond, but her husband posted only $100. And they asked him his address. He would not give his address, but he gave them a Nebraska license plate. Yet and still, he got married in the state of Tennessee, and he's been living there for over a year. And you don't have a Tennessee driver's license? Okay, that's kind of weird because he was the one driving the vehicle. So that's a whole weird thing. But what happened was that they got a death ticket to basically go to appear before the judge. Her name is Deborah Jones. They're going to appear before her on August 26th. And they facing a Class C misdemeanor. And they can go to jail for 30 days and pay a fine of about $500. And I'm here for it. I'm going to be looking out for this. Now, the governor of Tennessee praised the people that work at Planned Parenthood and was basically saying, talking about the escorts and so forth. And, the team members, the security staff in the Metro Nashville for preventing these terrorists from entering the building. So they call them terrorists. Now, she claims that the governor praised them. No, bitch. And that's a reference to Bevelyn. He calls you a terrorist, okay? But here's the thing, though. The reason why I call all three of them dummies and idiots is because if they would have done their due diligence, abortions are illegal in the state of Tennessee. They can't perform any since June 24th of this year. They can't perform any. So you can go there for other services except for abortion. You got to go I think to North Carolina. They're still doing it. So these people did it for nothing. But what makes her and Rickey idiots is that they have a 2-month-old daughter. She just had a baby. Why would you basically ignore your child? Because basically ignoring your child to basically tell other women what to do. Now, I don't like abortions. I'm pro-life, but I'm not pro-birth. Now, if you're going to put your money where your mouth is, adopt some children. All three of y'all can adopt children. Because you're a mom and your husband's a father, adopt children. If you're really about being pro-life, adopt some babies, okay? Who from unwanted mothers. But don't neglect your own 2-month-old because you still nursing your daughter to do these shenanigans. Because what if that whole thing with the gun would have turned out completely horrible? God forbid somebody would have got hurt because of that gun. God forbid somebody would have got hurt because you would have went off and hit them, or they would have hit you and it would have been a rumble. You would have lost custody of your daughter. You don't think, Bevelyn. You don't think ahead. And I've been saying this for a while. You run off at the mouth. First of all, you only read the Bible. This is how I know you did this shit. And your husband don't look out for your best interest because your husband is allowing you to go into situations that are dangerous. You're supposed to be at home with your child. You are not supposed to be doing what you're doing. This was all cool in 2020 because you was a single woman without children. You could do that. Edmee could still do it. She doesn't have kids. But you are a mom and you're a wife and your family comes first. And your husband should be making sure of that. If you can't make sure of that. But I called your husband out a whole long time ago. But you deleted my comment. Just like you deleted others. Because we was warning you about him. He ain't no good. And he's putting you in trouble. And first of all, he should have had that gun inside of the car. Because now, because of that, y'all will never be able to get any permits to protest when it comes to Planned Parenthood and other abortion clinics. Y'all messed it up for yourselves. Because now if y'all get arrested again, it's going to be habitual and it's going to be, felonies. Because let's not forget, homegirl, the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, y'all got to see her, I think, soon. Or unless they dropped it. But Letitia ain't playing with y'all. Because that what y'all did in New York when y'all basically injured the lady's arm, that's a whole nother story. So they got y'all on radar. So I'm looking forward to this for August 26th. I will be checking up on this case and giving y'all updates. But I will also be going live about these two. Not so much Edmee, but Bevelyn and her husband Rickey. Especially her husband Rickey. Because there's something about him that's extremely sinister. I personally think he's in it not just for the bad, but I think he's in there as an agent to take her down. I could be wrong. That's why I say that's my belief. I don't know it to be fact. But I've done research on him too. And it's kind of interesting. But I don't believe in doxing. So I won't be posting papers or anything like that. But the photos that you see, that's from a website called The Scoop of Nashville. So they can't do nothing about that. They got to go after that Twitter page and that website. And it's your girl, Mr. Little Consigner out. I'm telling y'all, please share this one. Share this one. Share this one. Comment about it. Like. Subscribe. Because I know y'all know about Bevelyn Beatty from 2020. She was the one that pointed the paint at BLM. Come on. We got to. But Tuesday, I'm going live. And I'm going to talk about her. Because I've concluded my research. And with that being said, thank you for listening. Talk to y'all later. Deuces. Have a great day. And it's Leo season. We got to call these people out in our community. Because these shenanigans, we don't co-sign this. We do our due diligence. We do research. We don't believe in only reading just the Bible. I read my Bible today, but I read other things too. And I don't have a man reading to me because I can read and find out research for my damn self. Later. Because I'm an independent woman. A true woman.